It's the new year, and finally I'm putting this video up. So without any further ado, here are my top 10 favorite talkers in wrestling of all time.
Number 10, Ethan Carter III, EC3.
I wonder if the powers that be at WWE watch TNA programming. And if they do they look at EC3 and go, man, we shouldn't have let that guy go? Granted, he's much better now than he was during his Derek Bateman days. I just have loved him over on TNA. That initial heel run, how they built him was incredible. It gave him such great opportunities to show off his mic skills when the crowd would start chanting, "You can't wrestle." His response, "I'm very good. I disagree." And just incredible heel at the beginning. And when he turned face, I think his mic skills there, he's an incredible face as far as mic skills go. He's just got the entire package. I think getting let go from WWE maybe lit a fire under him and made him hone his craft, especially on the mic.
Number 9, Dean Ambrose.
A lot of your naysayers will point to the WWE and say, well, those guys aren't that good on the mic because nowadays all the promos are scripted. And that is the case, but it still takes an amazing amount of skill to memorize lines and be able to deliver them well. And Dean Ambrose, watch his promo work before he got to the WWE, and you can see that man is skilled on the mic no matter what. He can give an incredible heel promo. Just the lunatic fringe moniker suits him perfectly, especially when he's speaking. He seems just a bit unhinged whether he's the good or the bad guy. And I look forward to every time he gets on the mic. I look forward to every Ambrose Asylum segment. He's just one of the best talkers going today.
Number 8, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair is arguably the best of all time on the mic. Back in the old territory days when promos were basically a commercial to get people to come to the arena, Ric Flair could talk people into a building second to none. He would talk so much smack about your favorite wrestler, about the good guy, that you would pay hard-earned money just to see someone shut his mouth, just to see Dusty or whoever it was just put a beating on Rick. Wrestling Observer Newsletter winner for Best Interviews in 1991, 1992, and 1994. Rick's mic skills kept him in the business long after his in-ring skills had started to decline. It's the reason he's still relevant today. He can go out in that ring, cut a 5-minute promo, and you're entertained and sold on whatever he's trying to sell you.
Number 7, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Steve Austin was always good on the mic, but he didn't become great, in my opinion, until that short stint in ECW, when Paul Heyman was lucky enough to be the first guy to call Steve after he got fired in WCW, told him, hey, come up to Philly, cut some promos, just get on the camera and say whatever is on your mind. You can really see the genesis of the Stone Cold character in those ECW promos. And the true birth of that character happened infamously at the King of the Ring after he beat Jake Roberts and delivered the infamous Austin 316 promo. I still love watching that promo simply to watch Doc Hendricks, Michael P.S. Hayes, watch his facial expression when Austin drops the line. Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your ass." He has the most incredulous look on his face, as if he can see history just changed right there, which it did. Uh, a Wrestling Observer newsletter Best in Interviews winner 3 straight years from 96 to 98, and once again in 2001. Austin is one of those guys, his mic skills will always give him a spot in the business. He can come out, cut a promo, doesn't have to get physical at all. You just want to hear what the rattlesnake is going to say. And especially during that feud with Mr. McMahon, everyone wanted to hear what Austin had to say, because he was saying things to his boss that we all secretly would like to say to ours. And it was just entertaining. He's an everyman. He's instantly relatable, and he's just fun to watch on the mic. Jake Roberts was a master of psychology, not just in the ring, but on the mic as well. He never yelled, never screamed, sometimes barely spoke above a whisper. And that delivery style really kept you on the edge of your seat, made it seem that what he was saying was important. As a kid growing up, I loved Jake Roberts in the ring, and especially on the mic. He entertained me and scared me just a little. I know whenever I tune in to Superstars or Saturday Night's Main Event growing up, if they said there was going to be an episode of the Snake Pit on, I was just glued to the TV right then. I had to see Jake. I had to hear what he was going to say, about his opponent, about anybody in the WWE. He just had an incredible style that is, so different than what anyone was doing or has done, for that matter, in the business.
Number 5, Shawn Michaels.
If you watched any of my videos, you knew that HBK was going to show up on this list at some point. Uh, Shawn Michaels can give you anything on the mic. He can give you an incredibly poignant, emotional promo, like the "I Lost My Smile" promo. Even though a lot of people will say, "Oh, that was a fake injury," whatever. The promo itself is just tugs at your heartstrings. He can be very funny, as he's shown through the DX days. He can do incredible heel promos, like he did right after him and Marty broke up during that initial heel run. Great promos that just has a crowd hating him. Or he can do incredible face promos that get the crowd on his side in an instant. And no matter what kind of promo he's doing, he has got the crowd in the palm of his hand from point one. That is why he shows up still, during WrestleMania. He's going to make an appearance on Raw upcoming, which I figured with the Rumble being in San Antonio, I figured he'd make an appearance. And he'll come out to the ring and be gregarious and funny and be the Shawn that we all love. And just entertain and wow the crowd with his mic skills, which is going to, has given him longevity in this business long after he decided to hang up the boots. And I still love those. I love when he comes out to the ring. I'm a huge Shawn mark, so that goes without saying. When he comes out, I'm going to be just glued to the TV. I'm going to love every minute of his appearance this Monday. And I love everything he has ever done. especially when he grabs the microphone.
Number 4, Chris Jericho.
When I think Chris Jericho, I think innovative. Simply because every time he comes back here recently, he adds a new little wrinkle, a new thing to his character um, that just sets him apart. He gets over catchphrases that no one else could get over. He constantly, reinventing himself, making himself new on the microphone. And whether he's a face or a heel, he's just entertaining as all get out. The 1003 Holtz promo, that just floors me. To this day, I'll watch that and still get a chuckle. The fact that he kept on doing that through an entire commercial break. And did it for the live audience. They come back, he's still, hold 53. And how many times was armbar on that thing? I still laugh to this day. And the current Jericho, the list, stupid idiot, dull scarf, you know, he is such an arrogant jerk right now. I love seeing him, get beat, and he's just prototypical heel, and so fun to watch.
Number 3, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Randy Savage wasn't just a wrestling icon; he became a pop culture icon as well, due in large part to those Slim Jim ads back in the day. I say you go up to anybody, use that often imitated Randy voice, and say, "Ooh, yeah, snap it into a Slim Jim." And they'll know who you're talking about, whether they're a wrestling fan or not. And I think that shows the kind of impact that Randy's voice had on a generation. Uh, his promos were always so good, so on point. Um, you know, telling you how great he was, how much he was going to beat up his opponent. And on the point of how great he is, the cream of the crop promo is should be required viewing for any person getting into professional wrestling. They should be sat down and said, okay, this is how you get yourself over in a promo. Because he just sold himself so well in that thing. The little, the prop of the creamer, every word is on point, and every promo he did was just, perfection.
Number 2, John Cena.
Wrestling Observer Newsletter gave John their Best in Interviews award back in 2007, and it was much deserved. I love John on the mic. I enjoyed him during his Doctor of Thugonomics days with the rapping and all that, but I think I enjoy him more these days simply because it feels a little more real. It feels like John. With the Doctor of Thugonomics, that was a character. Uh, Now he's just John Cena himself. Um, I've talked in the past about two promos that stand out in my mind as my two favorites of his. And there's one that was against The Miz. It was in their lead up to the WrestleMania match. And Miz was just shooting off at the mouth, and Cena said something about, you're trying to rattle me. And, I've had 80,000 people tell me I can't wrestle. I've had this happen and that happen. I don't get rattled. Um, my other favorite, and probably my favorite of his, was in the lead up to that first Brock Lesnar match. He was verbally sparring with Paul Heyman. And Paul's telling him what people have always said. Oh, he needs to turn heel. You need to turn heel. These people don't like you. About half of them don't. But The other half love him. So, but he kind of did a spin on Brock's, eat, sleep, conquer, repeat, and the whole eat, sleep, be John Cena repeat. It really made me think, he truly loves what he does. He truly loves being the white meat babyface of the WWE. And people are like, why hasn't he turned heel? There's no reason to. I don't think he wants to. He enjoys being John Cena. And every time he grabs the mic, I look forward to it because he even if it's scripted, I truly believe what he's saying. He seems genuine and honest in every word he says in those promos. And it gets me jazzed for every fight he's going to be in. I'm so looking forward to him and AJ once more at Royal Rumble. Those promos that he's been cutting on AJ are classics. Um, and I just love John on the mic. So before we get to my number one pick, gonna hit you up with some honorable mentions.
Mick Foley, Paul Heyman, Roddy Piper. Number 1, Dusty Rhodes.
There are people that cut good promos. There are people that cut great promos. And there are people that cut legendary promos. Dusty Rhodes cut legendary promos. The two that stick out in my mind whenever I think of Dusty on the mic uh, is, of course, the Hard Times promo, um, and then the what I like to refer to as the Pork and Beans promo with that great line, I've wined and dined with kings and queens and slept in alleys and dined on pork and beans. And as I'm saying that, I think I have this theory that every wrestling fan has, whether it be good or bad, mine is pretty bad, a Dusty impression. You hand them a line, you say, Dusty Rhodes said this. Can you read it for me? And you'll get a little bit of Dusty. I think that just proves what an impact he had on wrestling fans and the business in general. I talked about it during the Ric Flair segment that during the territory days, that promos were basically commercials. They were advertisements to get you into the arenas. And Dusty was the best at talking people into the arenas. You wanted to see the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. You wanted to see that guy beat on whoever he was going to face. You just loved cheering for him. He, like I said, with the Stone Cold, the everyman thing. Dusty had that as well. He didn't look like a superstar. He looked like some guy that worked on the line with you, or you could go have a beer with. He was that guy. You just instantly related to him, and you wanted to see him do well. You wanted to see him kick the crap out of whoever he was facing. And I just think if you have not seen Dusty on the mic, get this DVD right here, the Dusty Rhodes story. It has a plethora of his promos, and you will not be disappointed. It is a joy from beginning to end to watch Dusty Rhodes talk. So there are my top 10 favorite talkers of all time. Tell me who your favorite talkers are in the comments section below. Don't forget to give this video the old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you like the show, go over to facebook.com/the Family One Kickout. Like the page over there. You can follow me on Twitter at Festus74. And Tune in next time. I'm going to be doing some collaborative videos with another YouTuber, my boy Michael Barrera. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below so you can check him out before my next video. And until then, just remember, when life has you pinned, always kick out.